Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Whichsoever time you are watching, welcome to Veda classes. Today, in this session, we will be discussing goods and services tax. Very basic important questions will be discussed in this session. Total of 50 questions will be discussed. So, let's begin. Full form of GST, Goods and Services Tax. Headquarter of GST, New Delhi. GST in India became effective from 1st of July 2017. Chairman of GST Council in India will always be the Finance Minister. So, who is the present chairman of GST? If you know, write down in the comment box. If you don't know, I will discuss later on. Who is called the father of GST in India? Atal Bihari Vajpayee. First chairman of GST Council, Arun Jaitley. Present chairman of GST Council, Nirmala Sitharaman. Who introduced GST first in the world? First in the world to introduce GST is which country? It's France. Which tax abolished GST? Service tax. What kind of tax is GST? It's an indirect tax. Indian GST model has what kind of rate? It has a structured rate. What are the four types of GST in India? They are central GST, state GST, integrated GST, and union territory GST. Full form of CGST, Central Goods and Services Tax. Full form of SGST, State Goods and Services Tax. Full form of IGST, Integrated Goods and Services Tax. Full form of UTGST, Union Territory Goods and Services Tax. Which state in India became first to ratify GST? It's Assam. What is the rate slab of GST? It's 0%, 5%, 12%, 18%, and 28%. How many members are there in GST Council? There are 33 members in GST Council. Which country has the highest rate of GST? It's India. How many characters are there in GST number? Very important. 15 characters are there in GST number. Lowest GST rate in India, 5%. Highest GST rate in India, 28%. What is HSN code in GST? It's Harmonized System of Nomenclature Code. What is SAC code in GST? Servicing Accounting Code. Full form of PAN, Permanent Account Number. Full form of TAN, Tax Deduction Account Number. Value of supply of goods and services shall be the transaction value. Full form of DIN, Director Identification Number. Full form of TDS, Tax Deducted at Source. VAT stands for Value Added Tax. Name the tax not subsumed in GST, that is stamp duty. Name the taxes imposed on Intra State Supply. It's CGST and SGST. GST is a tax-based tax on the consumption of goods and services. It's a destination-based tax. I'll repeat it again. GST is a tax-based tax on the consumption of goods and services. It is a destination-based tax. Value of supply of goods and services is a transaction value. Form used for registration of GST, it's Form GST Registration 1. Validity of registration certificate of GST. How long will the GST certificate be valid? The validity will be till it is cancelled. India has chosen DAX model of dual GST. It's a Canadian model. Time limit for value of supply along with taxes, it's 180 days. Provisional input tax credit can be utilized against self-assessed output tax liability. Invoice must be issued at the time of purchase of goods. Maximum rate prescribed under CGST is 20%. In India, GST was proposed in the year 2000. First announcement to implement GST by 2010 is made in the year 2006. GST comes under which amendment bill? It comes under 122 Amendment Bill. Under which Act GST was introduced? Under 101 Act. GST formation is based on which article? It is based on 279A. GST rate prescribed under CGST and SGST is 28%. Can a person apply for registration of GST without PAN? The answer is no. Liability to pay GST arise in case of supply of goods, on raising of invoice, at the time of supply of goods, on receipt of payment. Answer is earliest on any of the above. With this, we discussed 50 questions. Thank you for watching. Before leaving, do like, share and subscribe to my channel.